Hi guys, time for the Leo reading. Let's do 3 card tarot spread for the sign of Leo. I'm with Tarot in Wonderland, as I nearly always am, and we're going to use Ask an Angel by Tony Carmine Salerno to get a little bit more meaning, a little bit more significance out of things today. So I'm shuffling now, asking for 3 cards for Leo. This is right at, well, it's almost the beginning of August. This is going to be the first August reading, really. But it is just about the last couple of days of July as I'm recording this. Okay, and the first card out today is the 8 of Swords, and here we go. Now, we're off to a baffling start here, if ever there was one, because whatever else is in this card, we are actually looking at all these playing cards flying around in the air, and a bit of a rough sky there. That looks as if things could get a bit difficult in the weather, and because it's in a tarot card, that means a fair bit of turbulence actually around you, Leo. Now, this is tricky because I know you guys like to be out there in the light, and this lady is very much tied up in the dark here, and she's blindfolded. Now, if she had the blindfold off, she might realise that all she's tied to is a sword, and if she kind of wriggled a bit, the sword would cut through the binds, the ties, whatever those things are that are wrapped around her there, and she would actually be able to walk away. But there is an element of choice in this card, you see. This in a way is something she may have done to herself, or it's either that or she's invited someone into her life who's kind of brought this situation about. All very tricky, all very difficult, and really, really holding her back, slowing her down a lot. But there's a choice. She could do something to walk away from this. Quite possibly, that's only a maybe, but it is, generally speaking, when this card comes up, a choice between waiting to be rescued or rescuing yourself. So what is this situation about for you, Leo? Difficult. 8 of Eight of Swords there, so it's an air sign card. It's Libra energy, Aquarius energy, Gemini energy around you, Leo. It really is. So we shall do some more cards and find out some more in that reading as we go, but right now let's go into Ask an Angel and say, tell me more please about the 8 of Swords in this reading for the sign of Leo. Tell me more please about the 8 of Swords. What has this character really got to do to make things go a lot better for her? What's going to make things better around Leo this week? And the card we've got is Clarity. Well, clarity always makes things better. For sure it does. And this is Archangel Jeremiah. I'm never quite sure, I wasn't a great Old Testament scholar in my Bible days, but look at the healing. This card has got so much healing in it, and she's looking to the heavens. And what needs to happen in this card, see, is Alice needs an answer about which way to go. She's asking herself constantly, and she really needs to find that answer, which way to go. And if she just looks up, instead of looking all around her and kind of, trying to get the blindfold off and wriggling against the swords, if she just looks up and consults the divine and thinks about everything she's learned about the divine and the general ways of life that we try to walk through in this existence of ours, then the healing is going to come in terms of she's actually going to start knowing what to do. And by somehow loosening herself a bit, it's going to make such a huge difference. She's going to be able to move on, and it isn't about moving on and leaving all these things behind, because all these things floating around they're either decisions or they're things that are up in the air that could change, and it's going to be much better for Alice if she actually puts herself into that and makes things change the way she herself wants to see them change. So it's a very serious character here. Not sure how well it's showing up in the camera, but can you see the 3 swirls? They, to me, look rather like shamanic healing symbols. A little bit like Shokurai as well, but definitely kind of shamanic. So there's a link towards the animal kingdom there. Spending a bit of time with animals is good. And actually contemplating, thinking about animals and how they live their lives can be a really valuable thing when we're trying to make practical decisions, because animals need very little from this world, I'm making a cat teepee at the moment. It's fun. Let me just show you. Right, I haven't finished it yet, but this is it sort of tied up and ready to be made into the rest of the cat teepee, which I think is going to be cosmic. Because cats do need a bed, they need a nice place to sleep, and when it gets to winter in the UK anyway, it's good if you can wrap something around, so that'll be a big kind of pyramid-shaped teepee. It'll have a cloth around it, and it will answer the cat's needs. Now, the fact that it's a teepee kind of suits me. I think it's rather neat, and I think it suits the person who's asked me to make it as well, and it must do. The cat doesn't exactly need that esoteric side of it, that decision about kind of what kind of cat bed to make. But the cat will be very happy with the bed. So it still has its practical side. It still has its uses, you know. So whatever the situation is, maybe it's going to be wacky answers, you know. And if you actually think about what does an animal need, that gets you in tune with what are your most basic needs, which really is about telling you where do you want to go after this card. Okay, so much is up in the air, Leo. It's going to be a much happier situation for you guys if you can get out into the sun somehow and get the light on you. So I'm shuffling again and say let's have the next card in this tarot reading for the sign of Leo, which I'm doing right at the beginning of August 2019, and we've got Two of Wands reversed. Okay, there she is. The Two of Wands reversed. Let's just turn it over. Fire sign energy. So this is your sign, Leo. It's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So it could be Aries or Sag around you. It certainly could. But this is definitely your suit. It's fire sign energy. And when it's the Wands, it's something about getting things done, actually making a practical difference. And that, of course, brings progress. Now we can see the Wands are stuck in the ground here, but the ribbons tied to the Wands are actually making progress because they're blowing in the wind. And in that sense, friends, they are making use of the elements around them. They are making use of the energy. Will Alice be able to actually do that? That's the question. But this card came inverted, so we're not really getting things done the way we would like to. And it's hardly surprising with a card like the Eight of Swords as the first card in the picture. But this is the heart of the matter. This is where things are on hold, really. That's what I'm seeing in this reversal. Things being on hold, the energy being rather stuck. It's not completely stuck though, because if we just flip it the right way up again, the wind is blowing, you know. So what we're going to do, as the card's inverted at the moment, the wind is blowing and it's not really taking us anywhere, and it can't because we're tied to some swords here. But we've got to do something about that. And as we go along, we're actually going to have to do something about that. It's one of those situations that kind of forces a change. So ask an angel again, and let's ask that angel today. Tell us more, please, about the Two of Wands reversed in this reading for the sign of Leo. Tell us more about Two of Wands reversed, please. And we've got prayer. Right. So the reason the Two of Wands is reversed is this lack of decision making coming from really not knowing what to do. And so when we come to the idea of prayer, there's always some meditation in with that. This is part of the power of prayer that people often don't understand. As you're asking the divine, as you're praying for what you really need, it makes you a lot more clear about what you really need, and it makes you a lot more clear about what's going to work for you. Often when people try and meditate, they get distracted by all the thoughts that come up before them, but all those thoughts that come up before you in meditation are actually trying to tell you something, and the chances are they're trying to tell you something about the thing you were inquiring about. Okay, so prayer is the answer here. We've got a lovely green 5-pointed star here, bringing healing energy over this angel's head. It is Archangel Sandalphon. Now, Sandalphon is very good at helping with clearing addictions and just getting kind of, things out of our lives that don't suit us, that don't serve us, because addictions certainly don't. So that's really the direction we should be going in, really, is actually going into prayer, going into contemplation, and actually having a good go at working out what is really happening at the moment. Not just that, but where are we actually going? But you can't really work out where you're going unless you work out how you got here in the first place. Prayer will cut through all that and get you facing in the right direction, because that's the nature of prayer, my friends. Okay, Leo, last card of the 3 tarot cards for the sign of Leo in this spread right at the beginning of August 2019, and it is, now it's a happy one now. It's the 10 of Cups, so everything's gone back the right way round, no reversal here. Look at all the joy there. It's water sign energy, so it's Cancer, Scorpio or Pisces around you, or maybe that part of yourself if you've got water sign in your chart. The cups are about longings and desires. We can't actually see if they're full or not, but the king and queen here look very happy together, and so there's a good balance. That really is what the king and queen represent. It's love. It's definitely a success indicated in this card as well, but more than anything, it's balance. It's the male energy, it's the female energy, and because they're a king and queen, it's authoritative energy. There is a word for you, but it's energy that cannot be diced with, that cannot be messed with. Now, the Queen of Cups really is a character who needs a lot of kind of extra help, because she has a certain amount of wisdom, but it's not really practical wisdom. It's not really worldly wisdom. That is where the King helps. So we've got heaven and earth in balance there. And I reckon, guys, as we look for the answers to this situation, we're going to find that it's something around the heaven and earth balance of things. As above, so below, you might say. Because heaven and earth really do work together, I'm sure of that. Even if you just believe that heaven is all in people's heads and it's just something like that, well, still it can be tuned into. I believe it's absolutely real, by the way. That's my affirmation. But whatever you believe, you know, if you kind of go into that meditative state, call it mindfulness, call it anything you like, the answers will begin to appear. So tell us more about the Ten of Cups in this reading for Leo, please. Tell us more about the Ten of Cups for Leo. And, oh, it was that one, was it? Okay. Ah, now it's Fuel. She's made a few appearances just lately, Fuel. This must be the energy of the moment for not just the sign of Leo, but it's in this reading for Leo, so we'll do it for Leo. Fuel, emotion. Now, she's up on the rock here, something that she's kind of climbed onto, so she's not freezing cold in the sea. So she is up and out of the kind of sea of emotion, the sea of tears. So I feel that's clearing, and if things have been extremely unhappy for you, Leo, I'm very sorry to hear that and to see it. But lots of magic is coming in to improve things. I must just count the stars round her head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can never remember for some reason. So 9, nearly complete. And look, there's a much bigger star swimming towards her, and that'll reach her soon. That'll power up all the other ones. Pentacles is essentially earth sign energy, guys. So this is Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo around you to help for you guys, Leo. But really the Pentacles is actually all the elements working together under the control of the divine. So everything in the world is essentially on the case to help with the situation you're in. It certainly won't feel like that at the moment, Leo, but you need to get that blindfold off, you really do. Because then you're going to see it's a cloudy sky and a thundery sky, but up in those thunder clouds is the healing purple. So all things are possible, and progress is more than likely. This looks great. This is a fantastic outcome card to get, the Ten of Cups, really showing your heart's desire coming into focus. And just this shows that the emotion is in some way under control, is in some way improving, and this magic star coming in is going to make such a difference to that. Okay, Leo, I will leave it there for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Thumbs up, please, if you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe. Tap that bell. Big thanks to you, and 2 thumbs up from me if you've subscribed. And just for the fact that you're watching now, I really appreciate it. Leave me a comment. We'll share the journey, and I'll be back again very soon. Have a great week. Peace.